Hey, everybody, how's it going? Brad Hussey here, and we're going to be just talking today a little bit about using AI agents. This is going to be a bit of an open conversation here. I have some thoughts and ideas on the matter, and I have quite a bit of experience using AI for, all aspects of my operation. Happy to dig into that, to hear some other cool ideas. This is kind of the frontier, I guess, the AI frontier. You know, everything's changing. Last week, AI agents were just starting to become, more popular. I mean, anyone in the AI world kind of staying in touch with stuff on top of it. AI agents have been something that has been, on the horizon for some time now, but it's only really starting to get hot right now with things and tools like Lovable and Replit or Replit, whatever we want to call it. Let me share my screen here, see if you can see it. Yeah, so tools like this, Lovable, going from an idea to an app in seconds. We could talk about this. We could talk about the reality of it. We could talk, is it really as great as the hype? We could talk about this. We could have some questions about that. Things like AI agents, actually really accessible to be able to make these AI agents. And we could discover that, talk about that. If we have some questions, we can play with this a little bit. Obviously Chat GPT, the OG of AI. These are things that, they're here to stay. And these are things that, I think it's important to understand how to use and what we need to do in order to incorporate them into our business. So, the topic of today's call, is closing clients with AI. Now, is there a magic button to press that we can close some deals with AI? I don't know, maybe somebody's built an AI agent that'll work for a little bit. Maybe not. And maybe there's a discussion to be had here about the reality of AI and how it's it's creating more opportunity for the human connection. Does sales need to be automated? Does marketing need to be automated? What about writing? What about posting on X? Or what about content? What about video? I could just create an AI version of me and say, create an AI agent to just say, discover common topics that people are talking about in the web design space, create a hot take and a really opinionated version of what I would say based on the content I've posted before, and then tell this tool, which is my AI face, to create a video based on the script you generated and then post that to YouTube on this cadence based on the scheduled optimal times to post, and then take that and turn it into tweets and posts and an email. Like, you could do that. There's at one point, automating that was pretty tedious and even impossible. You couldn't really do that with like a video, but you could do that. But is that actually good? Is that actually is that worth doing? Is that actually going to be valuable? Or is it just like a cool party trick, a novelty? Is it just creating like crud and crap, right? Let's take a look at some comments here. I want to hear your questions through this open conversation. I don't have like the magical trick and the magical tool that you're going to download, to plug into your business to get some more clients. I can talk about how you could seriously use AI to streamline a lot what you're doing. And we'll get into that here. But let's say hey to you guys here in the chat. Hey, Robert, I'm assuming it's you. Wix Vault, good to see you. Carnell, always good to see you here on these streams. We got a new name here, at least to me. Kagri, Oz, do you think these AI tools, website creation and designing ones, especially could threaten freelancers or agencies? Good question. We're going to talk about that, actually. Gustavo Antonio Matamoreo, hello. Good to see you. Welcome. Great to have you here. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We got Gabriella. Great to have you here as well. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Shout out to everybody on X as well. Actually, I'm really surprised posting this stuff on X, streaming on X. It's been interesting. We got a lot of people tuning in from it. So if you're watching from X, aka Twitter, say hello. I'm just committing to calling it X now. I know that it's a bit of a transition for people. When I see Twitter and people saying I'm tweeting, I'm on Twitter, you're like, dude, it's X now. Whether you like it or not, whether you're into it, whether you agree, it's X now, you know? And no, nobody's on Blue Sky. Nobody cares. Anyway, that's my hot take, my opinion. No one's going to follow you on Blue Sky. What the hell even is that? So, hey, everybody on X. Great to see you here. We got Design Stream. Hey, Regina. Is it Regina or Regina? So we have a place in Canada called Regina. But some people might say Regina. So from a Canadian perspective, when I see that name, to me, I think of Regina, Saskatchewan. So you might be like, what? You said my name wrong. Don't worry, I get it all the time. My last name is Hussey. A lot of people are like, what? Is it Hussey? 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 It's exactly what you think it is. Great to see y'all here. Okay. Kagri, I'm going to actually answer your question. We can get right into it here. Let's just jump right in. Do I think these AI tools, website creation and designing ones especially, could threaten freelancers and agencies? Well, the answer here would be, actually, I just want to say here, Regina, it's Regina the second way. Yeah, my apologies. If anybody calls you Regina, you know they're from Canada. And that's because that's the way that we read that word. So Regina. And Leah, good to see you as well. Okay, getting back to Kagri's question. So the common saying, or like the sound bite here is, AI is not going to replace you. Designers who use AI are going to replace you. Cheesy, you know, surface level, but in a sense, actually true. So the reason why, now there's a caveat to this too, because people, I think there's also a lot of opportunity for people who literally don't use AI, who are like, I reject it wholeheartedly. I think it's crap. I think it's wasteful. I think it makes a mess. I think it's garbage. I think that it creates noise. And I think that people are smarter than that. And the people that I want to work with and work for and serve care not for AI or anything to do and don't stand for anything about it. That's a genuine position that you could take. And I think you could run with it and do quite well. You can have a unique value proposition as a designer, running a design agency, running a web agency, doing, branding, design, websites, whatever it is, and say, I don't use AI. I think it's absolute garbage. And I don't buy any of the productivity or streamlining or any of it. Everything I do is fully raw, fully human, fully slow, fully tedious, and fully not automated. And anything I need leverage, I do it the old-fashioned way with actual human beings, people. So any of the stuff that we do is just person, made by a person, not some bot, okay? So that's a genuine position you can take. I don't think that you will be like left behind. You might actually be carving out a unique spot by taking that. I think it's risky though, because I've also heard the argument of like AI is like electricity. When electricity rolled around and became kind of more common, businesses were like, nah, electricity, we don't need it. We don't use it. It's not necessary. It's just a fad that all the progressive technology people are wanting to shove down our throats. And now none of those businesses exist. Okay, is AI like electricity? Like electricity quite fundamentally changed the world, and I would say arguably for the better. It's created some downsides, yes, but it's better that we have electricity than we don't have electricity. I think it's created more opportunity, more wealth, more safety. And it's also created a lot of problems, but It's a net good. So AI, is it the same scenario? Is it a net good? Is it a net positive despite the downsides and the downsides? The offloading of any human cognitive ability to a robot, the inability to think, the lack of exercising your brain. Are we threatening or risking our cognitive abilities? Are we creating atrophy of our thoughts where we can't think or strategize or plan or ideate or now execute and build without an app? Can I show you an example here? So here's the thing. I'll tell you straight out. I use AI all of the freaking time. It's so deeply woven into what I do that I'm not in a position here to tell you AI is bad and we shouldn't do it. I fully am way more productive and optimized, and I can do things now that I couldn't before. Here's a quick example before I just build an app in seconds and then crap talk about how it's also terrible. It's great and terrible all at the same time. I have a course and a brand, a business. As an online business owner, I have lots of different businesses, lots of failed experiments under my belt, and a few really good successes that have done well. And I have a lot of content around freelancing and web design. So, if you go to my, let's just go to my website, for example. Okay. So it's I only recently changed this landing page because I had time to, because of AI. This landing page was a crappy landing page that was not relevant to what I did. And I had it for 8 years. I didn't change it. But I changed it recently because I fully revamped my email funnels and content and strategy because I had time to. I took all of my content and I said, I need a full revamp here, a full re-strategization. Here's everything I talk about. Here's my voice. Here's my current business. Here's what I'm trying to do. And I need an idea for mapping this all out and funneling people in the right areas. And I had a strategic partner that I could go essentially to ChatGPT and train it on me. I would go to ChatGPT and I'm not going to open my sidebar because that's it's always embarrassing because you're what did I ask ChatGPT about that? How much does it cost to open a Krispy Kreme? May or may not be in my sidebar. So I'm not going to open it, but basically the idea is you can train it on yourself. You can add documentation. You can create projects and folders. You can search the web. You can upload files. So I have documents on all my content and the transcripts from my videos and everything like that. And so I will post that in here, and it'll know my voice and my style. And I'll say, hey, here's my hot take on this. What's a unique hook for that? And then it would give me a bunch of ideas, and then I run with it. A lot of the time what I'll do is I'll actually use AI to, I will write out my ideas start on a piece of paper, and then I'll go to Notion or text or whatever, or even voice. I'll just open up voice and just start talking, and I'll start talking about my idea, and I just kind of brain dump. And then I put that into ChatGPT, and I'll say, kind of take what I'm saying here and format this in a way that I can use for content on X into a tweet thread or an X post thread. How might I turn that into a YouTube video? If I wanted to expand that into a blog post, format that for me. And then I would go and write that. The source material was me and my ideas. It helped me format it. So I use that all the time. And I'm also starting to use things like Lovable and or agentic, as they call it. I hate that word, PS. Sounds so stupid. You sound dumb saying agentic. I'll probably end up saying it next week, but it is what it is. It sounds stupid. Agentic coding? Come on. Just bleh. Vomit. I don't know where I was going with that. I just got pissed. Yeah, but I use this. I think it's interesting. It's also a waste of time. Agents, really cool. Basically, it's just like taking AI and turning it to another level. So instead of like posting, like just going back and forth with ChatGPT, how do I do this? You could like, oh, it's so good. Let me, I don't know, like get started. And anyone, if you guys have questions, like you can listen to me rant and I'm okay with that. If you have questions, like feel free to ask. So let's see if we can like, I have too many things in my way here. Like new chat. So here is an AI agent. Can I build a new agent? Yeah, check this out. Create. Oh yeah, here it is. Here's the bread and butter here. I'm just moving a few things out of my screen, out of the way. So check this out. You can create an agent from scratch. Oh, you can't see crap. Here, screen. There we go. So yeah, let's, can I zoom in on this for you here? So let's do this. Oh, Gabriella, do you pay for ChatGPT? 100%. Yeah, I absolutely do. The $20 a month. And I've even considered, I don't even know if I have the option in Canada unless I use a VPN and pretend I'm not from Canada and, trick the system. I do pay, and I would pay for the $200 a month one. I would. Can I tell you why? And then we're going to show this screen again. Excuse me. Bubblies, give me the burps. Oh, great question. Is ChatGPT going to finish the web programmer? Like, is it the end boss? Maybe we can get into that. But Gabriella, do I pay for it? Yes, I do. $20 a month US. It's like $24, $26 a month Canadian because our economy, politics aside. But the $200 a month one, or whatever that would be translated to Canadian dollars, $1 million probably. I would pay for that. I originally thought, oh, how absurd. That's crazy. But no, I approach buying software or renting software. Really, that's what it is when you subscribe. In the way of like, what does it do for me and how do I value that? Yeah, great question. What's the difference between the two? I just saw the $200 a month option. Yeah, so ChatGPT, $200 a month plan. Basically, I think they call what ChatGPT Pro. $200 a month plan enables scaled access to the best of OpenAI's models. So you get all the access to the models, the best models. More thinking power, more geeky, lame, boring sounding stuff that only AI nerds care about. Like, none of this crap means anything to most of us. I kind of know, but I've also been like, it doesn't matter. This is literally just nerd talk. What does it do for me? But it's really good for basically the computing power for coding, and specifically for researchers, engineers, and other individuals who use research grade intelligence daily to accelerate productivity. So this to me is like, I've heard of people using this to do insane deep research on things. So it's like, you can ask ChatGPT like, hey, I don't want to say anything that'll get me in hot water, so I'm not advocating for like using this to make certain like decisions that you should like go to a lawyer or an accountant or like a medical professional. Like that's meant like do that stuff. So do the right thing. And you're not, don't take that advice from me. Meaning like, don't use ChatGPT Pro to like solve problems that you probably really should be going to an expert for, like an actual human expert at this point. But the research that you can do, like if you're researching a niche, let's bring it back home to the topic, the topic here, which was, I'll show closing clients with AI. Can we make sure we can still hear me? Yeah. Good. Basically, like if you want to research a niche, a lot of the time people are like, what, the lumber industry, the hardwood lumber industry, what are some common problems that they have? What are the solutions that they use? I want to build software and products and do web branding, video content, communications, and design for a specific niche like the lumber industry. You can use that for deep research, and it will do deep amounts of research into that. It'll look at articles, it'll look at content, it'll scour the web, it'll find sources, and it does an insane amount of research, and it thinks. And this is where the agent style process is. So it's like, I don't have ChatGPT Pro right now. Again, I don't know if I have access in Canada unless I use a VPN, but it's like I'm using the O3 Mini, but you can use O3 Mini High, which is great at coding and logic. And so it actually thinks, through things, and you can see it reasoning, and you can actually see it. So it kind of talks to itself and thinks things through rather than ChatGPT, which just gives you a quick answer. So let me just show you a quick example. Like, give me a short synopsis on the hardwood lumber industry. Their software needs and some ideas for software products I could build for them as a web developer. Now, I never really thought this question through, so I don't know if this is actually going to result in anything useful, but I wanted to show you its reasoning here. Oh, you can't see its reasoning. There. See that? It's reasoning. So it's like reason for 7 seconds. Okay. So it's like, I'm trying to zoom out here. So it's like, and then it asks me, which parts of the hardwood lumber industry do you want to focus on? Do you have a specific region? Any pain points? Any extra details? So then you'd go like, all right. Yeah. So then you do something like, okay, I want to build websites, branding, video marketing, and products for inventory management for the hardwood lumber industry in the USA and Canada. Give me some ideas. I use Wix Studio and Velo for custom code. Pretty, loose prompt, but I'm just wanting to show you its reasoning here. So it's doing some thinking. So if it took 8 seconds, it tells you what it's doing. So now, and this isn't even ChatGPT Pro. So this is now giving me an industry snapshot. So it's like I can do some, this helps me to think, okay, this is my industry, this is my niche. Okay. So industry snapshot. Hardwood lumber field deals with harvesting quality hardwood, turning it into building materials. Got it. In the US and Canada, companies work hard to keep track of heavy and valuable stock. They face challenges such as tracking shipments, handling orders, and ensuring proper stock levels. Many companies need easy to use digital tools. Okay. Website and branding ideas. Company websites build sites that show off each business's quality work. Okay, great. So that's good. They're care for the environment, ethical practices, probably. And you probably even hear like, what's this Catholic worldview? It's like, okay, you can, in your rules, you can set personal standards. Like if you have a worldview that you want to approach something with, you can customize ChatGPT's responses to be like, hey, I don't subscribe to this worldview, or this is my worldview, or this is my, I want to approach responses from this, or don't say words like this, or don't suggest ideas like this. So you can actually kind of give it something that's within the context of what you value. And so your ChatGPT and AI experience can be based on you. So take that with, with however you will take that. So anyway, company websites, branding, video marketing. Okay. So here's what I want to look at: inventory management, software ideas. Develop a user-friendly dashboard that shows current stock levels, alerts when reordering is needed, tracks orders from start to finish. This is interesting to me. Real-time updates. Use Wix Studio and Velo to build a tool that updates inventory in real time. Creates features that lets customers get quotes offer simple integration with existing systems. This is interesting to me. So now I can start to go back and forth and start thinking about how can I do this? Whereas if you had an idea for your web design and software business and you wanted to work with a niche, now you got a niche idea and you could start doing some research. If you had deep research on top of your ChatGPT, $200 a month sounds absurd if you just think of it as a subscription. $200 in a month doing deep research on an industry, developing product ideas, and coming up with your marketing solutions and your wording and your messaging, where to look. Now we're talking. If you value your time at $100 an hour and you spend 10 hours a month doing research in your industry, finding out the best trade fairs, the people to talk to, the messaging, the problems, the software needs, and you spend 10 hours a month and you value your time at $100 an hour, well, that's $1,000 a month of you doing research. You can get ChatGPT, an AI agent for $200 to do it all for you in 5 minutes. And that's one time. You can keep going and just, it stacks and it stacks. So that's where I think it's really powerful. Okay. So now, okay, I want to try something here. So inventory management, I want to focus on the inventory management idea, as I think this is a valuable offer. Now, I'm not going to go so deep on this, but what I want to do is essentially use AI to craft some sort of prompt that I could feed to another AI agent to build a front-end app view for me. Watch this. Okay, I want to focus on the inventory management ideas. I think this is a valuable offer. Can you write a short brief for an MVP, minimum viable product, software solution that I can tell my web developer to build? Now, this is a pretty bad prompt, but ChatGPT is smart enough to figure it out. This is where I think the downside is it stops you from, you're just trying to get it out. And in a sense, you're just kind of, brain farting and getting it out. But it means sometimes you can't think clearly and you're not communicating that well. So because I don't have to, ChatGPT figures it out. So it's almost like learning to think and to communicate is actually a really important skill, even more so now. So what I'm trying to say is the inventory management idea is great, and I want to explore that. So write a brief that I can give to my engineer, write a brief that I can give to my software developer and product designer. So they can build an MVP software solution for inventory, for hardwood lumber inventory management. So I'm just going to type that out, see what it does. Okay, so reason for about 5 seconds. Again, I'm using O3 Mini High, so it's going to have a more reasoning and I guess intelligence. So now here's what it's saying. Check this out. I wouldn't know how to write this brief very well, but now I have a good format for doing that. I can expand on it, or I can just take it verbatim. So we're building an MVP for an inventory management system aimed at businesses in the hardwood lumber industry in US and Canada. The tool will help companies keep track of their stock, handle orders, and quickly see updates. It should be simple to use, support existing systems, reflect strong values in resource care and community trust. Great. It needs a user dashboard, real-time inventory, order and quoting module, easy integration with Wix Studio, and user-friendly design. User stories. This is another part of a brief. Developers like to know the user stories. What's the flow? What's happening? So I can have context. As a business owner, I want a clear view of my stock so I can make fast decisions. As a manager, I need timely alerts. As a customer, I want to easily request a quote. As an employee, I need the system to work smoothly with our tools. Tech stack is Wix Studio. Custom code is going to be Velo. Goals for the MVP: offer simple real-time dashboard to monitor inventory. Next steps: review initial wireframes. Okay. I'm going to say great. I always like to encourage my AI that it's doing a good job, giving it a virtual pat on the back. I don't know if it cares. Great. Can we simplify the brief even further and give me a super concise 1-paragraph brief for just the one aspect of the app, the user dashboard, for the user dashboard of the inventory system. So let's see what it says. Reasoning again. It's talking me through its thought process in a moment here. Okay, the user dashboard should offer a clear real-time view of stock levels, low inventory, order updates. Must be simple to use, blend smoothly with existing systems, reflect or focus on ethical resource care. Okay. All right. I'm going to copy that. Now watch this. I'm actually going to take this part too. I'm going to put these two together and say, combine these two briefs, these two prompts I shared above, into one clear, concise brief. Let's see what it does. This is how I kind of use it. There's lots of ways to use it. Okay, so we're building an MVP for an inventory management. Got it. The tool, track stock, the user dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to modify it a bit. I'm going to head over to Lovable. And you can use Lovable for free if you build in public. And there's a limitation to what you could do. But I have a paid plan. I upgraded so that I can experiment because I think there's genuine use here. So I'm actually just going to do a private. Well, no, let's do public for now. So I'm going to say, all right, let's zoom it in here. I'm going to say build an MVP, build a simple inventory management system screen or app for hardwood lumber businesses in the US and Canada. Track stock, handle orders, see real-time updates, blending smoothly with existing systems. I don't need to do that. It doesn't care about that right now. I'm just trying to do a screen. The user dashboard, build okay, so I'm going to say, I want to build a simple inventory management app for lumber industry. Build a user dashboard with a clear view of current stock, low inventory, and order updates, reflecting our commitment to ethical resource care. We don't care about that right now. Use modern UI, Tailwind. I don't even want to tell it. It's just say use modern UI and make sure to include a nice graph on the dashboard. Let's just see what happens. Okay, I'm going to just hit go. So this is what's fascinating. Okay, and this is also maybe the scary part for some people, is what's about to happen. Okay, so it's spinning up a preview. Check this out. It's coding. It's importing Tailwind to include custom colors and animations. It's building out all the CSS here. Okay. What else is it doing? Okay. It's now building out the index page with the dashboard layout. Okay. We're coding. You could see here, design inspiration, features for version 1, main dashboard. What is it doing now? It's building out the screen, the app screen, using, okay, TypeScript, I think. Okay, so what did it do? It said it clean professional layout, warm wood inspired colors, real-time metrics. Let's see what it built. Okay. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. And what just happened? So I just gave it a prompt. I used an AI agent using one of the more recent and new models, O1 Mini, I believe, with ChatGPT. I prompted it. I said what I wanted and what sort of outcome I wanted. I used that to refine the messaging. I did a little research in the lumber industry and what I wanted to build. Let's say I validated that idea with some deep research. And then I went to Lovable and I created a dashboard to show to basically show the app that I'm trying to build. Okay. Kimberly asks, have you tried coding on ChatGPT or is Lovable better? I could definitely code this in ChatGPT using the model O1 or what is it? O3 Mini High. But the problem is you don't get that visual screen. And that's where Lovable and Replit are better because you can actually see. And I can specifically edit on the screen. I can choose edit, which you can't really see here, there. Edit down here. And then choose on the UI and it will update. So check this out. I can go to, look, it's responsive. Now I could take this code, and if I wanted it to use a certain coding language as well, and say, look, I'm using Wix Studio and we need to build it into Wix Studio using the headless Wix CMS or the headless Wix integration, or I'm hooking into Wix Studio and I'm using Velo. So we need to use this programming language, then it will adjust it for you. And I can get the code. I can just go and get the code. I can also view this. If I open this, here's my dashboard. And so check this out. Simple UI. I could then ask it to refine it and to add more. And look at this. It built this out for me. And I can say, change the style. Let's do one more thing. Let's say, change the style to be more brutalist. Let's see if it understands that. It will change the style in the CSS. And if I wanted to change the underlying code or the underlying programming language or constraints or kind of how I want it to be delivered, that's where having programming knowledge actually matters, because then you could say, I need to integrate this into Wix Studio, and then you could do that. So let's see what it does. It's thinking it through, following a brutalist web design principles, contrast, bold typography, raw aesthetics, minimal decorative elements. Let's see what it does. Though this dashboard looks quite nice. And if you presented this to your client in the lumber industry and you say, hey, look, we have a inventory management system that comes with our custom Wix Studio sites, new branding, high-end photography. We do drone photography and videos, and it makes you look great. Plus, plus you get this inventory management system. So it's currently working on that. Question came in here from Jay Jaramillo. Wanted to know, do you own the code if you do it with AI? I'm not a intellectual property lawyer, so I don't really know. I know that there was some legislation or something I read about how there is at least in the US government, or I don't know which government actually, to be honest. I don't care. But basically you can own the copyright to AI generated art, let's say, if there was some human interaction or human integration, prompting, I don't know, some creative human input, I guess. Code, I don't know, do you own it? I mean, I could publish this on a private repository that nobody can see. I could take the code, bring it to my engineering team or my web developers and say, hey, here's the code. This is what we're going to use as our code base, and we're going to modify it. And it's our code. It's behind our servers. No one's going to see it. So does it matter? I guess. I don't know. I think the reality is the future is going to be so heavily influenced, especially in software and content and marketing and advertising. It's going to be so heavily influenced and touched by AI that these things, I guess, will get figured out. Who owns it? So we're asking these questions because we don't know the answers quite yet. But, I don't know, like if I liked this and I wanted to use this, I would just take its code. I can transfer this repository to my GitHub and then work it from there. So that's what I think is really interesting, is that we can use these tools for this sort of stuff. I used AI in ChatGPT to do some research on a brand, in this case, the hardwood lumber industry, realized, hey, inventory management is important. So let's come up with a prompt to build a minimum viable product for an inventory management. Okay. So, and I have an inventory management screen right here that I could run with and start using and integrate into my offering. Okay. And this is just one idea. Like maybe there's a lead magnet idea for your, maybe there's a pricing calculator for lumber, or, if you do SEO for dentists, you could create like some software that calculates, this is how you're performing now, and this is how you could be performing if you hire us. And then you could build that software out. Like you can build your websites, with AI assistants, using AI agents like this. My suggestion would be, don't do this yourself and just fire your web developer, because it still takes a lot of understanding for a web for somebody. Like you need to know web development in order to do this. Some schmuck off the street could write, build me an app that's for dentists to, sell retainers. I don't know. It's stupid. And then they will get a screen, but then they'll be like, what do I do now? Do I just like send them the link? Come on. It's not as easy as just like, here's how it works. It's so simple. Like the reality is like, I know how to develop and I know programming and I have experience and education in that. And I spent 3 hours 2 days ago trying to build a simple app that integrated with like an email marketing tool. And I got nowhere with it. I got a nice initial screen, but when I actually started trying to integrate with the API, and I know what's going on, I couldn't get it to work. And it was such a headache. I can only imagine just taking some random person who thinks now AI replaces web developers and like it's going to solve it. It's not. Maybe at some point, but I think the best person to do certain AI related tasks is the person who it is quote unquote replacing. So for example, as a, let's say, web developer, the best person to prompt an AI agent for web development needs is a web developer or a software engineer. The best person to use AI for product design knowledge or product design questions or user experience questions for a client or a partner on the board is a user experience person, because they know what to ask. Being ignorant of a topic, ChatGPT and AI can fill in the blanks, but you also don't know if it's telling the truth or how accurate it is. And you might be like running with an idea that's not actually useful or based on an untruth. So, or as a copywriter, you'd be like, I know copywriting formulas, I know copywriting methodologies, I know headlines and hooks, and I know the formatting for sales copy and long form sales letters, but I'm not AI and I can't do it quickly and I don't have access to the internet and like infinite logic and reasoning in my brain at once. I'm going to prompt it as a copywriter to give it creative direction on what I need as the copywriter. So it's almost like agents in your web design business and your marketing business in your company might not be, I have a web designer who designs websites slowly, or a copywriter who writes slowly, or an engineer, a software developer. We can't say engineer in Canada unless you're an actual engineer. Did you know that? So when like designers are like, I'm a design engineer. I'm like, no, you're not. You're a designer. You push pixels, okay? You're a Figma pixel pusher. That's fine. That's great. But you're not an engineer. Let's be real here. Like it's like an actual, like you need to have a license to be an engineer. And it's like electrical engineer, there's a whole bunch of types of engineers. I don't know, whatever. But you like engineering is a term in Canada that is not like, I'm an email marketing engineer. You're like, the hell? No, you're not. No, you're not. I can get behind that one. I think it's just pompous when someone's like, I'm a design engineer. Anyway, so Canada doesn't have custodial engineers? Exactly. Unless you're like an actual engineer and you went to school for it and you got like your ring on your pinky finger. Is like, I don't know what it is with people being like, I sound fancier than I am. You're like, come on, bro. You're in Figma. You're not a design engineer. I'm a user experience engineer. No, you're not. No, you're not. The hell, man? I don't know. Getting me worked up. I might upset some people as well, especially on X. I'm looking at you, X design engineers. You're a designer. What's wrong with being a designer? I love design. Be a designer, a web designer, a product designer, not a user experience vibe checking engineer. Like, stupid. So dumb. Yeah. Robert says here, you need to have some knowledge to troubleshoot. Something fun to do is ask chat agents to come up with counter arguments for prospective reservations or arguments they have. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, the better your prompting, the better your questions, the better your knowledge going in, the better the output. It doesn't have to fill in blanks. So, as a designer, as a developer, as a writer, as a copywriter, as a video editor, as a programmer, as a business strategist, as a lawyer, as a doctor, you have subject matter expertise that really, really matters. And so maybe the future of this is less about AI is just going to replace you. It's like, no. Your role has to change. We're not going to need you to be the one writing the documents by hand because you're so slow. AI will do it in like 18 seconds, like the whole thing. But you need to be that sort of person on the, providing creative or technical direction from a point of expertise and having subject matter expertise. Hey, use Tailwind for UI, use this model for programming. The output needs to be this. The API is using OAuth, blah, 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 blah. Here's how we're going to verify this and validate this. If you have no idea what I just said, and you're like, build me an app, you're like, okay, AI will be like, sure, okay, okay. And it'll fill in a bunch of blanks. But if you're like, here's what I need from you, here's what it looks like, here's the structure, here's the expectations, here's the dependencies, here are the issues, here's what we need and don't need, here's the do's and do nots, using technical jargon, it'll go, got it, boss. And it is now your web developer robot that listened to your instructions. So that's where that really, really matters. So it's not, coming back to, will AI replace you? No, but somebody who uses AI will replace you. So are you a web designer? Will you be replaced by AI? No, because the general public sucks at using AI and sucks at knowing how to use AI for web design or copywriting or strategy or legal stuff or blah, 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 blah. But the person who is the web designer who's using AI will eat your lunch, because now I can plan out content. I can write emails. I can structure this. I can get a client who comes my way and we do a call, a human real call like this, and I record it. I take the transcription. I throw it into an AI agent. I throw it in here. I build a Zapier AI agent that analyzes the transcript, takes all of the points that the client said, builds out a report on that lead, suggests based on my methodology that I've uploaded into the AI agent. Here's what I do for clients. Here's what I solve. Here are the needs. And here's how we build these solutions. The client's transcript, it takes this, it puts it into that, feeds it through your standard operating procedures, goes, aha, creates a Google Doc that says, this is what the clients need. This is the problem. These are common phrases they've used. Here's how your offer can solve their problem. Here's how you should follow up. Here's some sample ideas. And here's some links to some content and articles that you've written to help show them that you have the expertise to do this. Boom, sends me a text, says your report is ready. Boom, I click it, I open it up, and I can see that I need to contact the client, do a quick call, say these things, show them that report, and then offer my services. And that all happens just boom in the background. Okay. Rather than the slow, tedious, like, oh, what do I do? What do I say? What did the client say? It's like, that's how closing clients with AI is really gonna change the game. Look at this, sales prep agent. Confidently go into every meeting with a dossier on attendees prepared by your agent. So prepare for external meetings. Check this out. Here's the behaviors of this particular AI agent. Look at all my calendars for events today. Okay, so find multiple events, find all the external participants who have a different email address than mine, interesting, like the domain name. Do a web search for each of those email addresses, summarize who these people are, where they work, what title they have, how long they've been in that role, information on past roles, and anything else you deem relevant. Send me a message in Slack. Then go to Slack, send me a DM for each meeting with external participants. Skip meetings with only one internal participant and tell me the name, the title, the name and relevant information of each external participant formatted on their own line. Like that. You go up to your meeting, you roll up to your Zoom call, and you go, oh, there's 8 people on this call. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, interesting. This person. Oh, that's cool. Oh, they worked in New York. Or, oh, they're from Canada. They're in Calgary. Oh, man, like, this is great. We have some commonalities here. Blah, 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 boom. And so now you're prepped. That's how you close clients with AI. You had a sales call. This does all the research for you. You could just show up ready and prepped. And you can customize it too. Lead enrichment agent. This takes a lead. So I get calls for my done in one day email marketing and kit service all the time, or say for web design. Someone books a lead, books a call, and I just get their name and email. Sometimes they give me extra info, but I can use this agent. When I get a new contact in HubSpot here, I can choose Calendly or whatever. Take their email, business name, look up their company name online, do this search, update the contact information with more information and context. So the lead is more full in my dashboard. It's outreach agents, if you want to do like actual outreach. I don't know how valuable this is for some people, but it's there. Sales email creators, custom agents. I mean, it's infinite, the ideas, what you could do. So I built a done in one day agent. When I get a new lead, I do a sales call. It analyzes the sales call. It knows my methodology. And then after the sales call, it creates a Google Doc that gives me the format of how I would build out their entire funnel system. So that when I close that deal and the day comes, on the day, I can see, oh, I got to build out their lead funnel forms. They have 6 of them. They also have, onboarding email sequence. It's a 7-part email sequence. Here are the suggested ideas for that. Here are links to the templates that I've built already, so I can quickly install those. Okay, they want an offer for their product, and here's their 2 products, and then an evergreen newsletter sequence. They want to send it monthly, so make sure to make a note of that, and then add all those tasks to my Trello as a checklist so that I could check them off on the day. All of that I would normally do manually. Now there's an AI agent that builds that in for me. So I can get a client, have more information about them because AI already did research, an AI agent. It gave me a report in a text, in a Slack message, in an email. It doesn't matter, however you want to do it. And then I know more about the client and the lead. I talk to them. I be real, normal, and human. I don't use AI for the sales call. We just talk. Transcript is recorded, fed to an AI agent. It analyzes it and says, hey, Brad, based on how you do business and how you make this offer, this is what you're going to do for them on the day. Then on the day, I'm not thinking and going, wait, what was their offer again? Or how did I do this? It's just, I can do it because it's all there. All prepped by AI. And it's just me. It's just me. Like I don't have like a whole team prepping that for me. It's one AI agent or multiple AI agents. So that's how that's super valuable. Okay. Couple quick questions before we wrap up here. What do you guys think about this? What do you think about AI? Are you afraid of it? Do you use it? Any cool creative ways? Do you have like any beef with how people use it? Subhan says, I'm an Elementor engineer. Yeah, you are. Not in Canada, you aren't. That's great. Love it. So clients. Oh yeah, Robert. So you can mention be the role of a client who is really conscious of their budget. Help me come up with counters while selling to them. Yeah. So you could be prepping for a sales call and use an AI agent and build in a prompt that says, you are going to assume the role of this client and you're going to be highly skeptical of me. What are all of the reasons why you might be hesitant to hire me? And then give me all of those. And then give me counter arguments as to why they don't want to hire me and what their roadblocks might be so I can prepare on how to answer those. Like a sales coach. Like it can coach you, it can give you information, it can coach you. It can help you improve, it can help you learn to write. If you don't know how to write sales copy, be like, hey, I'm a beginner. You are an expert sales copywriter who has taught and trained the most successful direct response copywriters in the world. Like this person and this person. I have no idea where to start. What's the first thing I need to learn? And it will give you that step. There it is. There's your coach. There's your copywriter coach. So my friends, AI, it's here to stay. And you can use it in so many cool, creative ways. What I would suggest you do, if you're on board with AI and you think, yeah, you know what, I think we should use it. Think about how it's put everything that you're doing in your business, especially repetitive stuff, and go, wait, is there any way AI can help me with this? Think it through. Cleaning out emails, responding to, cleaning out emails. You have so many things to newsletters and so many things, and it's just a waste of your time every day. But it's necessary. Build an AI agent that checks every morning at 6 a.m. before you start your workday and finds the most important emails based on whatever your, filters would be. Archive everything else or snooze it or whatever you want to do. And just show me these things so that on the day I'm prepped. Analyze the emails, give me a quick report and summary in the morning so that when I roll up to the desk with my coffee, I could see a little message here that has a little report, says, here's what you need to do today. Here are the emails. Make sure to tackle these. That's just one thought. Analyze who your clients are. Do research on them. Help it deliver your service. Regina says, I am a newbie. I understand the concept, or at least I don't know what I don't know. But I'm building a business and want to know what my options are for optimizing my efforts. That's a great question. Start with something. Start with something small. Probably the lowest hanging fruit, in my opinion, is just using ChatGPT. There's so many different AI tools, and it can be easy to get in the weeds. But honestly, ChatGPT, the $20 a month one, is probably going to be the best bang for your buck. There's Claude as well. Some people prefer Claude. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Pick one and just use it. Play with it. Start with something small and don't use it in the way that a lot of people use it. A lot of people use ChatGPT as just like a search engine to answer questions. Don't use it like that. You can, but think of it as more of you had someone sitting beside you who is an expert at something. Are you going to sit there and be like, hey, John, what year did this president, go into office? Were they like pretty conservative or were they like pretty liberal? Like, the hell? Who cares? Google that or just don't bother. But it'd be like, hey, I have this neat idea where I want to start creating content on X consistently. Here's my subject matter expertise. Here's my brain dump of all of what I want to do and what I want to write about. Help me by asking me questions of clarifying my messaging and my positioning so that I can come up with better content. And let's start there. So help me to clarify my positioning and my branding and my unique niche. Then I want to start coming up with content ideas. Then I want to start coming up with a formula. So it's asking you questions about, your unique value position, your branding, your messaging, your positioning, your niche. Okay, great. Now I understand that. What sort of content should I be creating that's going to drive leads to my site and get me more calls? Here's some ideas. Any of these stand out? Yes. This one. Here's my voice and style. I'm going to talk for a bit and tell you, or write for a bit and show you how I write. I want you to understand that. Here's some parameters, some areas I don't want to go, and some areas that I do want to explore. Okay. Now, how do I take those ideas and create give me a full table, content calendar of ideas and prompts that I can use for writing these posts on X or on LinkedIn. And then it will, give you that full table. Ideas for being more productive, writing prompts, ideas, clarifying your business, clarifying your offer, clarifying your positioning, helping you to choose a better price for your offer based on your expenses and income needs. It's a way better use of AI. And Robert says, sounds like you're telling people to remember the G in GPT is for generative. It's good at generating content. Yeah. Yeah. It's not like a search engine. I mean, sure, it could search the web and it can give you quick answers. But I think its power is not in just like, asking it questions. It's not a search engine. It's like you're using it wrong. Use it for what it's like. Use it to code. Use it to come up with ideas. Use it to give you counter arguments. Talk for 40 minutes about your business and your offers and what works and what doesn't and what you're confused about. And say, analyze what I just said, spit it back at me, summarize it, take some key points out, help me, show me that you know what I am talking about here and what I'm struggling with, and help me to figure out how I can refine my positioning. Start off by saying you are an expert business strategist who have helped the likes of Tony Robbins, Tim Ferriss, Pat Flynn, whatever entrepreneur dial in their positioning. Help me to dial in my positioning and then give them the full blurb and then work with it. This is a way better way of using it. Kimberly, it'll even create in ChatGPT data files that you can integrate into Canva and batches to have marketing for social media for a month. Yeah. Can I show you something actually? I'm going to show you one more thing. I just heard of, what is it called? I'm just trying to pull it up here. Hold on. Give me a moment. I will show you an example here and then we'll wrap because you just gave me a good idea there, Kimberly. I'm going to find it. Okay. Spintax. I just heard of this. What is it called? Spintax. I just heard of this. So Spintax is like a way to create variations on text. Spinning syntax refers to the creation of several versions of the same written message by replacing words and phrases with their synonyms or other terms that have the same meaning. And so there's like Spintax generators. Heck, like I could freaking go into Lovable. I just had an idea here to create my own Spintax generator, but you could just use ChatGPT as your own Spintax generator as well. So for a quick example here, I will go to ChatGPT, pull up a new chat. I'll share it with you. Okay. And I just heard of this Spintax. And so I'm going to say, watch this. Give me 3 variations of this message using Spintax. So let's say the message is something like, and I'll zoom in here for you. Okay. I build high converting landing pages for for SaaS businesses using Wix Studio. I don't know how well this will work, but we'll see. So then it's going to reason, do a little work here. Okay. Check this out. So now it output this syntax. I build, I create, I design. High converting, effective, conversion focused. Landing pages for SaaS businesses, software as a service companies using Wix Studio or the Wix Studio platform. So this creates this one phrase creates multiple variations of the same messaging, or this. And so I needed this for a tool to post something, and it wanted a Spintax output. I didn't know what that was. So I asked ChatGPT, and then it gave me Spintax variations on content. Frickin' go here, create a simple Spintax generator with an input. Okay, trying something here. With an input for the main message, and then display the output or the variations of the output, the Spintax output. Let's say with a submit button, and then display the variations of the Spintax output with the code, Spintax code to copy. Let's just see what happens here. And you can create this software. This is the thing, is like if you need software for a solution in your own internal business, you could just like use an AI tool, AI agent, to generate that software for you. And you can use it internally. It doesn't even have to be for other people. It could be for yourself. So that's what's really cool about this. I think that's why people are so hyped about it. It's just not so easy to do. I don't know how well this will work. Let's see. So it's coding, it's building, it's doing a bunch of stuff. I don't know if you can see. There we go. So it knows what I want. Let's see. So clean minimalist text, submit button with smooth hover effects, results section showing original Spintax code, copyable, generated variations in an elegant list. Smooth animations for transitions and interactions, clear visual feedback. Design elements. So let's see if it actually works. At least the UI will probably look good. I don't know if it'll work or not. Spintax generator. Enter your text with Spintax format using option 1, option 2 syntax. Okay, so this assumes I know Spintax, but okay, so I'll just like copy some Spintax. Where am I? Oh my gosh. Here? Listen, there's no button. Like it's not actually showing. Okay, so this is what I mean. It's like if you don't know what you're doing, then you just be like hooped here. Okay, so I want the input to not include, or no, wait. I want the user to be able to write text with out Spintax, click a button, and then the Spintax is generated for them. I don't know if it's going to know what to do here. So let's see here while we're waiting. But you can have that in a downloadable Sheets or Excel file to say in a CMS. Sure. AI, like Lovable, is clearly just a farm of humans who can code lightning fast. Really cool use case though, Brad. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, and this is what's neat about it, is that you can try and experiment and maybe it goes nowhere, or maybe it's actually really useful, or maybe, maybe not. And I think it'll only get better. So it's gonna try and improve this for me. I don't know if it will work. See this, check this out. This is what I want to show people. You're going to hear people loving on these agentic coding, vibe coding. This is what happens. Where is my generate button? Enter your text and either generate Spintax automatically or write your own using this. It's like, where's my button? There's no submit button. Okay. There is no generate Spintax button. Where is the generate Spintax button? Like now we're just like wasting tokens and you will run out of space in your paid plan and get nowhere. So this is what I want to show. It's not as simple and as great as like all these problems are being solved with AI. It's like, oh yeah, this is like, okay, I'm not going to waste your time on this now. Like I can go and play with this. And there's probably a better way. Maybe if I spend some time thinking, I can come up with a better brief and prompt and actually build this out. Maybe I can think through, why isn't this working? If I had my own Spintax generator, great. There's lots of things that you can build here. And we're in the early stages of it. That's what I'm trying to say. So that, my friends, that's some of my thoughts on AI when it comes to clients, closing clients, sales, marketing, using it, integrating it into your business. And it's here to stay, and it's changing the game here. Michael wants to know, have you tried Replit? Yeah, I have actually. And in some ways it's actually better than Lovable. I actually like it better than Lovable in some ways, but it's more developer oriented. What I liked about it is that I can create like I can upload a like documentation. So for example, I was trying to build an app for Kit. That's formerly ConvertKit for email marketing. And I wanted to build like a specific app that I know I need for what I do. And I'm still going to continue working on it. I got insanely frustrated by how I couldn't get the results I wanted using Replit, but I could upload the Kit developer documentation, the entire developer documentation as an MD file, just like a plain text file. Whereas with Lovable, you can't upload that. So it was just assuming some things about the API, but with Replit, I can actually upload the documentation. And that made all the difference. It got me much further. Now, I still didn't get the end result I was looking for, and I ran out of tokens and space on my free Replit account. Now, do I want to also upgrade to Replit Core, the paid plan, while I also have a Lovable account? And neither of them have resulted in any beneficial personal software yet. Maybe not. But it's like, it's not there yet. Developers will know what to do with these things, and it will make developers even more powerful. It's not going to replace them anytime soon. Because like the Joe Blow average, person is not going to, your clients aren't going to know what to do with this. Okay. Yeah. So that's AI. It's cool. It's crazy. And you definitely should be using it and playing with it and experimenting with it. Don't sleep on it. Even if you don't agree with it, you should understand what's going on, what works. Don't let it be foreign to you. And I think that you could actually have a lot of fun. I love automation, and I think that there is a very important place for automation in your business. And there's a lot of things that you should automate, especially if you want to be a lean business, a company of one with maybe a couple people helping you out for that human touch. But using AI agents and automation for your code, for your writing, for your content ideas, it'll just give you more opportunities to be even more human. So should it answer your emails for you? Probably not. That's lame. Should it do your sales calls for you? No, that's stupid. Should it just build your solutions for you? Probably not. No. Should it create standard operating procedures in your business so that the people can follow those SOPs and saves time from somebody writing it? Yeah. Should it help you give you daily content ideas based on trending topics that are happening on X in your industry? Yeah. So that's way better use of time than having somebody manually scour that. Should it build personal software for you so that you can stop paying for lots of different pieces of software for like one task? Yeah, sure. Should you use it to ideate and explore more of what you're offering? I use this to help refine my personal brand. I just talked for like 40 minutes in a transcript. Just transcribed me talking. Said, make sense of all this crap, AI. And it did. And I said, now ask me questions to help me understand my personal brand and what I offer better. And it did. And at the end of it, I was much more clear on what I do, what I offer, and what sort of content I should be creating. I didn't have anybody do that before. I have to spend $10,000 on some coach who would do a crappy job, put me through some program that's like not personalized to me, and come out at the other end $10,000 poorer and not be any clearer on what the hell I'm doing. So use a robot. It doesn't judge you. You can talk, clarify what you're doing, get better at your offers, price your stuff better, get better at selling. Have it be a role play sales. Turn on right now after this, go to ChatGPT Plus, go to the voice mode and talk to it and say, let's do a mock sales call. And I want you to be a client who is skeptical. Perfect client for me, but skeptical. And I want to practice my objection handling and role play. Get better at it. It's not going to judge you. It's not going to look at you and think, man, you're really bad at this. It'll just be there to help. Regina says, been there. Yeah. Play with it, friends. AI is super cool, super strange, super mysterious. And I think that using it and leveraging it while maintaining your humanity and exercising your brain muscles is going to give you even more value as a human when you have those human touch points with your clients, but it's going to make you unstoppable in the background because it is running for you. I'll end on this. Computers are better at computer jobs. Humans are better at human jobs. Okay. So now we have super intelligent, crazy, self-reliant, agentic computers that can talk and reason with itself, and it speaks our language. So we could tell it what we want and it will figure it out. Before, we needed to know the computer language. Now, we don't need to know the computer language. You don't need to be like experts at C++ or TypeScript or JavaScript or whatever other crap is out there. It's fine to know those things, but you don't have to know them now. You just need to know about them and what they do. You could speak a human language. Build me an app that does this. And it will go, you got it, boss. And it will do it. In theory, that's the idea. It's not perfect yet, but it's mostly there. You can now not go off and be a programmer or an accountant or a bookkeeper or, whatever, a copywriter. And you could be the best version of you to your clients and use AI to augment the rest. Let the computers do the computer jobs while the humans do the human jobs. Friends, it's been a pleasure talking to myself on the screen, knowing that there are a bunch of other people listening. Really appreciate you. Kimberly, thanks. I always learn something new with your live talks. It's great to do these. I really like it. If you like this, let me know. We've got some more of these kind of planned out and scheduled up. I'm going to be going live in the Creative Crew community, but also we stream these on X, on LinkedIn, and all the places because we want to reach you. Finally, join us. If you're a web designer, web developer, designer, and you want to learn how to get more clients, you want to be able to scale without overhead, you want to be able to grow, learn about AI, incorporate it into your practice, get more clients, price, all of it. Join us in the Creative Crew community. Do that. Better yet, actually, I have an even better offer for you. It's free. I'm not pitching you anything paid, although if I wanted to, I would, and there's nothing wrong with that. Go to creativecrewcommunity.com/bootcamp. Free course for you, learning how to, for the web agency owners who want to learn how to scale without overhead using modern tools like Wix Studio. So check it out. It's a free course. It's on demand. This used to be application only, but now it's free, available. You can start learning right now, learning how to use Wix Studio and its business tools in your business today, so that you can, whoops, I really zoomed in on that. So you can use a modern tool like Wix Studio, scale up that business. Check it out. Creative Crew Community, whatever, you get it. creativecrewcommunity.com/bootcamp. Join up, get in there. It's free. Don't be a schmuck. Use AI. Catch you next time. Peace, love, blessings. Go be nice. Build something cool. Drink bubblies. Not sponsored. Bye. Love you.